Okay, let's unpack this. Apple just pulled back the curtain on its latest iPhone lineup. And it's not just one, but three distinct lines. We've got the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, and then this brand new, incredibly sleek iPhone Air. Well, it's a lot to process, right? Especially with all the marketing buzz. Our mission today, cut through that noise. We want to give you the essential insights. What's genuinely new, what's been meaningfully refined, and really what these innovations truly mean for you and how you use your phone every single day.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here isn't just the individual upgrades themselves, it's how these models strategically carve out really distinct niches. You can see it clearly. Each iPhone targets different user needs, from the pro creator to someone who just wants ultimate portability. But they're all sharing this powerful new technological foundation. It feels like a very deliberate move, not just updating, but maybe redefining what an iPhone can be for different people.
My first thought, honestly, was how do they keep making them tougher and thinner? It feels like every year they push those boundaries on, like physical design and durability. But this year, it seems like they've really leaned into the material science side of things.
They really have. We're seeing pretty significant advancements across the board there. So all the new iPhones get Ceramic Shield 2 on the front display. And look, this isn't just a small tweak. They're saying 3 times better scratch resistance, and also significantly reduced glare compared to the last generation. That's, a tangible upgrade for just daily use, especially if you're out in bright sunlight.
Yeah, glare reduction is always welcome.
Right. But here's where it gets particularly interesting. Ceramic Shield now also protects the back of the iPhone 17 Pro, the Pro Max, and also the iPhone Air. This is totally new. And it promises 4 times better resistance to cracks compared to the back glass on older models.
Wow. 4 times better crack resistance on the back. That's a huge claim. Not anyone like me who's glanced down at that spiderweb pattern on their phone.
Yeah.
A genuine relief. But okay, with all this talk of more durability, does making a phone tougher mean it can't also be lighter and more elegant? Or are we maybe seeing some trade-offs there?
That's a great question, and it really speaks to the engineering challenges, doesn't it? Apple seems to be trying to tackle both at the same time. For instance, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, they've got this new brushed aerospace-grade 7000 series aluminum unibody, and the design features something they're calling a forged plateau on the back, which actually helps create a bit more internal space for components, like maybe a larger battery, so enhancing functionality without, sacrificing the integrity. These ones come in deep blue, cosmic orange, and silver. Those colors definitely aim for that premium feel.
Cosmic orange. Sounds pretty bold.
Hmm.
It's interesting they're experimenting more with colors that really stand out. But then, okay, the iPhone Air. That seems to be the real star of the show for physical design.
Yeah.
Impossibly thin and light, right?
Yeah.
Just 5.6 millimeter, thinnest iPhone ever. How do they actually do that without making it feel, I don't know, fragile?
Well, that extreme thinness and lightness in the air, it's largely down to its grade 5 titanium design. Titanium is incredibly strong for its weight, so that allows for that super thin frame while still being durable. It also has this high-gloss mirror finish. Pretty striking. The Air comes in space black, cloud white, light gold, and sky blue. And it also gets that dedicated action button for quick access to functions, plus a new camera control feature for visual intelligence, adding a more sort of physical, tactile interaction.
Right, the action button.
Yeah.
Now on the Air too. But while that extreme thinness and titanium build are undeniably impressive, does such a, svelte design introduce any new ergonomic challenges? Or maybe make repairs way more complex or costly? Like, what are the practical trade-offs for getting that benchmark form factor?
You're hitting on a really crucial point there. Apple hasn't gone into detail on repairability, not yet. But the use of custom materials and even 3D printing, which we'll get to, it suggests a highly integrated design. Could be tricky. Ergonomically, though, its lightness is a massive benefit. It should be really comfortable to hold for long periods. The challenge is often balancing that lightness with, a secure grip. But the material science, like that titanium in the Air, it shows a huge engineering push. It's not just for looks, it's for practical resilience, too. It's about, I guess, enduring daily life while still feeling revolutionary in your hand. The implication is maybe the benefits outweigh the potential complexities of its specialized build.
Okay, so beyond the looks and the impressive durability, the real leap forward is often the power inside. If the design's the body, These new chips are like the formidable brains, right?
Got
Let's
it.
peel back those layers. What makes them tick, and how does that translate to speed and staying power for you?
Okay, so at the core, we've got two main new chips. The standard iPhone 17, it runs on the new A19 chip. This one's built on third gen 3 nanometer tech. It boasts a 6-core CPU. They're saying 1.5 times faster than the A15 chip, the one in the iPhone 13, and it's 5-core GPU, more than twice as fast as that A15. So for you, this really translates to a much snappier feel overall, smoother app launches, better graphics for everyday gaming or media.
Right, so even the base model gets a pretty substantial performance bump. That sounds great for most users, but for those really pushing the limits. What about the Pro models in the Air?
Oh, okay. For the iPhone 17 Pro, the Pro Max, and also the iPhone Air, we get the A19 Pro chip. Apple's calling this their most capable iPhone chip yet. Makes sense. Now, in the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, this chip delivers up to 40% better sustained performance than the previous gen. And sustained is the key word here. It means even during intense gaming or pro video editing, you shouldn't see big slowdowns. It features the fastest 6-core CPU in any smartphone, apparently, a 6-core GPU with neural accelerators, and a 16-core neural engine that's specifically designed for advanced AI models and stunning graphics. You'll probably notice it in visually demanding games, like they mentioned Arknights
Yeah.
and Field.
Okay, yeah. The A19 Pro sounds like a beast, especially with those neural accelerators. But historically, pushing this kind of performance in such a small device often leads to, thermal throttling or compromises somewhere else. How has Apple specifically engineered around those issues to make sure this sustained high performance is real, not just marketing, like, say, during a long gaming session or shooting 4K video?
That's exactly where the advanced thermal management comes in for the Pro models. It's crucial. They've put in an Apple-designed vapor chamber. It's laser welded right into the aluminum unibody. This system uses deionized water, basically, to efficiently pull heat away from that powerful A19 Pro chip. It's a subtle but really key engineering detail. It allows for that sustained high performance without the phone getting crazy hot or throttling power. Now, the iPhone Air also uses the A19 Pro chip, but its setup is slightly different. To keep that ultra-thin profile, it has the same 6-core CPU but a 5-core GPU. Still includes the neural accelerators, though, and delivers up to 3 times the peak GPU compute over the previous generation. So it's still a powerhouse. It's a really remarkable balance achieving that power in that form factor.
Yeah. Okay, so it's slightly different balance to hit that thin design. That makes sense. So beyond the core processors, what about connectivity? How these phones talk to the world? Are we seeing similar big leaps in wireless and cellular tech?
Absolutely. All the new iPhones include the new N1 wireless networking chip. This enables Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and also Thread, which is important for robust smart home stuff. So this ensures really fast, reliable connections, increasingly important these days. But the iPhone Air goes a step further. It gets a new C1X cellular modem designed by Apple. This modem is apparently up to 2 times faster than the previous C1, and crucially, it's 30% more energy efficient than the modem in the iPhone 16 Pro, making it the most power-efficient cellular modem they've put in an iPhone. Seems like a strategic move to optimize both speed and battery life in that slim device.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. How do these power boosts, especially those neural engines, how do they actually translate into our daily lives? And critically, how do they avoid just burning through that battery instantly?
Well, they translate into a much, much snappier, more capable user experience overall. Whether you're gaming, editing photos, running complex AI apps, a lot of which is now happening right on the device. And on battery life, yeah, Apple's making that general all-day battery promise across the lineup. But there are some interesting specifics. The iPhone 17 offers up to 30 hours of video playback. That's 8 more than the previous gen. Impressive. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, especially those eSIM-only models, reaches up to 39 hours of video playback. That's partly thanks to optimizations leveraging the space saved by ditching the physical SIM slot. And the iPhone Air, when you pair it with its new MagSafe battery accessory, can deliver up to 40 hours of video playback, which really showcases how that optimized internal design works with accessories.
40 hours on the air with the battery pack. That's a huge leap, especially given how thin it is. It suggests a very deliberate design choice, doesn't it? Like instead of just making the internal battery bigger and thicker, they're leaning into modularity for extra power, recognizing that ultra-thinness is the core selling point for some users who value form above all else.
Precisely. And all the models also benefit from a new adaptive power mode in iOS 26. This apparently learns your usage habits intelligently and conserves power when it thinks you might run low. Clever. And for quick top-ups, all the new iPhones can charge up to 50% in just 20 minutes. That's using the new 40W dynamic power adapter, which you'll need to buy separately, of course. This raises an important question, though. With such powerful chips and AI now living right on the device, how will this shift maybe redefine what we expect our phones to do autonomously? And what are the privacy implications of all that on-device processing?
That's a really thought-provoking point. All that power and efficiency, great for daily tasks, on-device AI. But let's be honest, for many of us, the camera system is still the ultimate storyteller, right? So how are these new iPhones helping us capture life in, well, stunning new ways?
They certainly are. And there's a fantastic common innovation across all the models this year. It's the new center stage front camera. This is actually the first square front camera sensor on an iPhone. Offers a wider field of view and captures photos up to 18 megapixels. What's really clever, though, is you can take portrait or landscape photos without actually rotating the phone. It also uses AI to automatically widen the view for group shots. Keeps you centered during video calls, too. Plus, it enables ultra-stabilized 4K HDR video. And this is big. It supports dual capture, meaning you can record simultaneously with both the front and rear cameras. That's a dream for vloggers, content creators, anyone wanting to capture their reaction and the scene at the same time.
Dual capture. Yeah, that sounds like a true game changer for content creators. I remember trying to get a good reaction shot while filming something cool. It was always such a clumsy mess. This just streamlines that whole process instantly. Okay, but looking at the rear cameras now, how did the different models differentiate themselves back there?
Right. So for the standard iPhone 17, we're seeing all 48 megapixel cameras for the first time ever on the base model. That includes a 48MP Fusion main camera, which also gives you an optical quality 2x telephoto, and a 48MP Fusion ultra-wide camera. Captures up to 4 times the resolution of the previous gen ultra-wide, great for those big expansive scenes, and macro photography too. It's a really significant upgrade for everyday shooting, bringing that pro-level resolution down to the standard iPhone.
Okay, so even the iPhone 17 is already packing a serious punch camera-wise.
Yeah.
But for the really serious photographers and videographers, what new capabilities are the Pro models bringing? How do they truly stand out beyond just having higher resolution sensors?
The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max take it to, well, another level. Apple's describing it as the equivalent of 8 Pro lenses in your pocket. Quite a claim. They feature 3 48MP Fusion cameras, main, ultra-wide, and an all-new telephoto. This new telephoto camera has a next-gen tetraprism design, a 56% larger sensor. And here's the kicker. It offers 4x optical zoom at 100 millimeter and an incredible 8x optical zoom at 200 millimeters. That's the longest ever on an iPhone, period. That gives users just unprecedented reach and creative choices for telephoto shots. It's really moving into territory that was previously reserved for dedicated camera gear.
8 times optical zoom on a phone. That's quite a leap. Pushes into proper camera territory. But how does that translate into genuinely usable images in the real world for, say, the average person, not just the pros? Does it make distant subjects really sharp, or are there still, inherent limitations at that focal length on the smartphone sensor?
It's a totally valid question. While optical zoom always preserves much more detail than digital zoom, practical usability, especially at 8x, will depend heavily on lighting and stability, even with advanced OIS. But for a smartphone, having this level of optical zoom dramatically increases creative flexibility, allows for much more compelling framing of distant subjects or tighter portraits with that natural background impression. Now, for the iPhone Air, it features a versatile 48MP Fusion system too, described as equivalent of 4 lenses. It has a custom main lens that enables popular 28mm and 35mm focal lengths, and a large 2.0 millimeter quad pixel sensor with sensor shift OIS, which should make it great in low light. It also includes an optical quality 2x telephoto powered by an updated photonic engine. So still impressive versatility, but in that super thin package. And across all the models, we see next-gen photographic styles, including a new bright style in iOS 26 to enhance skin tones, apparently. Default photos are now 24MP, trying to find that sweet spot between quality and file size. For video, common features are still strong. 4K 60/50s, Dolby Vision, cinematic mode, action mode, spatial audio. Plus, a new audio mix feature for post-capture sound adjustment and wind noise reduction. Useful stuff. The Pro models, naturally, add more. ProRes RAW for maximum post-production flexibility, Apple Log 2 for wider dynamic range, and GenLog. GenLog allows frame-perfect synchronization across multiple cameras, absolutely essential for professional multicam shoots. Makes them really powerful tools for filmmakers, and of course, all of these new iPhones capture spatial photos and videos ready for Apple Vision Pro.
It's just remarkable how much tech they pack into these camera systems now. Everything from casual snaps to, pro-level video. Makes you wonder, though, with all these advanced capabilities, who's the real target audience now? Is it still just pros? Or are everyday users genuinely leveraging things like Love Video or Genlock? Maybe not Genlock. Anyway, these hardware leaps are always paired with software advancements, right? When can you actually get your hands on these, and what will they cost? The bottom line.
Okay, pre-orders for all the new models begin this Friday, September 12th. They'll be widely available starting Friday, September 19th in over 63 countries initially, with even wider availability following on September 26th. As for pricing, in the US, the iPhone 17 starts at $799. That's for the 256 GB entry model now. The brand new iPhone Air starts at $999, also for 256 GB. The iPhone 17 Pro begins at $1,099 for 256 GB. And the iPhone 17 Pro Max starts at $11,199. And notably, it offers a first-time 2TB storage option.
Whoa, 2 TB option on the Pro Max. That is massive for serious users.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, whether you're a casual user, a pro creator, needing the absolute best tools, or maybe someone who just values the sleekest, lightest design possible, there's definitely a lot to consider in this new lineup. Each model presents some pretty compelling advancements, tailored to different priorities. It really forces you to think about what features truly matter for your daily digital life, doesn't it? And maybe a final thought to ponder. Given these impressive advancements in on-device AI and that continued push for greater connectivity and durability, how might these new iPhones fundamentally change how we interact with information and each other? Could it move us towards a more intuitive, yet maybe also more segmented, mobile experience over the next year? Something to think about as you consider which, if any, of these new devices might be right for you.